Shubhodaya. Good morning all. We'll start off with the peace mantra from Shukla Yajurveda. Shukla Yajurveda has two Upanishads. Brihadaranyaka, name itself says one of the biggest Upanishads, and the smallest Upanishad is Ishavasya Upanishad. Its original name is Yajñeya Mantra Upanishad. Both of them, Yajñeya Mantra Upanishad is the smallest of the Upanishads. Both of them have the same peace mantra. This mantra has a unique mathematics in this one. It's talking about all pervading principle in the outer cosmos is complete. Same principle within us also is complete. If you try to subtract this from that, still complete remains. If you try to add this to that, it is not two complete. One complete remains. In the complete, your sadhana is nothing but moving from your incompleteness to the completeness. It gives it's a goal for a sadhaka. You are incomplete. You have to grow higher. Don't think you are complete. You have to grow towards that one. It's a goal. It gives a direction for a sadhaka. Move towards the completeness is the purpose of sadhana. Om Purnamada. Purnamidam. Purnat. Purnamudachyate. Purnasya. Purnamadaya. Purnameva. Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We have been covering Hatha Yoga in this term. Hatha Yoga Pradipika, it has 4 chapters. First chapter is dealing with asana part. Asana including purification, Shatkarma Kriyas. Second chapter it is talking about pranayama. It's a pranayama. And third chapter, Mudras and Bandhas. In the last chapter it is talking about awakening the energy, Kundalini Shakti. 4 chapters are there. And in the first chapter and the second chapter, the benefit of doing the asana. In the first chapter, he talks about Hatha Yoga Pradipika. The Hatha Yoga, it has to be achieved not just by listening or changing the color of the cloth. You can't get that one. Just reading the textbook. I may have a whole library in my house. Just by reading that one, you can't achieve that one. Nothing but practice, practice, practice. Sadhana is important. It's no other text talks about emphasis much on the sadhana. This lays a lot of importance. Not just by changing the color of the cloth or having a library in your house or just reading, having the panditya. It's you can't achieve that one. Nothing but you have to practice. And the benefit of doing asana in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, it says body becomes lean, strong, firm, disease-free. It's a special energy comes to the body. Doing the pranayama, benefit of doing the pranayama, nadis gets purified, glow in the face increases, glow in the eyes improves, and the overall health improves, and the voice becomes deeper. When we talk, voice carries the energy. Voice, nothing but energy. That there is an energy in that voice, and people long to hear that one. The benefits of doing it's pranayama. And in the first chapter, Hatha Yoga, last week we touched upon what are the qualities required for a sadhaka to excel. And what are the qualities, if you have those ones, it will pull you down in your sadhana. We touched upon that one. Too much of talking, too much of it's eating, wrong company of people, and inconsistency, and too much of physical labor. It's following unsuitable vows, unsuitable vratas. It pull you down. And the sadhakas cherishes having a cheerfulness, always cheerful, courageous, and it's having a knowledge, right knowledge, devotion to the Guru. It's and surrender to the Lord. And it's having a right company. These qualities makes the sadhaka to progress faster in the sadhana. In the third chapter of Hatha Yoga, it talks about the 10 mudras and bandhas. What are the mudras and bandhas? When we do the asana and pranayama, energy starts building up. It's we start experiencing the higher energy. This energy has to be conserved. If it is not conserved, it gets dissipated. It's like I have an earthen pot, I fill up with the earthen pot, but the problem I have is there is a hole in the earthen pot. However much I fill up, but it gets dissipated. I can't conserve that one. With great effort, I walked long distance to collect the water. By the time I come back, nothing is left because there is a hole in that one. We have to conserve that one. How to conserve? It talks about Mudras and Bandhas. It talks about mainly the 10 Mudras and Bandhas are important. One is Mahamudra and another is Mahaveda. Third one is Mahabandha, Jalandhara Bandha, Udyan Bandha, Mula Bandha, Kechari Mudra, Viparita Karani Mudra, and Ashwini Chalani Mudra, and Vrajoli Mudra. These 10 mudras are helps in conserving the energy. And doing that one, what's the benefit of these? Doing these mudras, we'll dive deep into the sadhana of mudras this time. It's a old age. The problems of old age won't bother you. So many people in the old age, even in the people in 40s, they say, I'm old. That it says doing this one. Problems of the old age, it won't trouble you. You will be very dynamic. Diseases won't come to you. So that's why that I insist people, yoga for old person, young person, very, very young person. Anyone approaches yoga derives benefit. It's a benefit of the old age. That old age problem, it's a bladder problem is there, the walking problem is there, attention ability is very weak, eyesight problem, and dullness or insomnia, or too much sleeping. Those are the problems, a lot of old age problems. Doing mudras and bandhas, it won't bother you. And coupled with that one, and we are using a Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is an Adhara Grantha. Last week I mentioned about this one, Adhara Grantha of the yoga, for a yoga sadhaka. In the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it talks about 26 qualities a sadhaka has to inculcate. These sadhaka, why we have to inculcate this one? It talks about these are the divine qualities we have to acquire. Why I have to acquire the divine quality? Sri Krishna says, acquiring the divine quality, it helps you to emancipate. Vimoksha, that it's bondage from the world. You have to declutch yourself, helps you to declutch. If you don't do that one, Asuri, that demonic qualities will take over. Demonic qualities, nothing but bind you, trouble you. You have to inculcate the divine qualities. Divine qualities, he talks about 26 qualities. We'll try to go through that one. Repeat after me. Abhayam sattva samshuddhi. Jnana yoga vyavastitihi. Dhanam damascha yajnascha. Swadhyaya tapa arjavam. It's the first nine qualities mentioned in the first chapter. One quality, it's in Hata Yoga Pradipika, it talks about the courage. And Sri Krishna, he talks about Abhaya. Be fearless. Be fearless. The fearless, the purpose of Upanishad, purpose of Veda, purpose of scriptures is to make you fearless. And really difference between, I mentioned earlier times also, the difference between the spirituality and it's a religion. Religion, they say, if you don't do this one, this will happen. Fear, they inculcate. Even if you go to a priest, they say that dosha, this dosha, instill fear in you. Whereas the spirituality makes you fearless. Be fearless. Be fearless. Abhayam. And you got to be fearless, make others fearless. Give an Abhaya Mudra, that encourage them, not to put them, make them fearful. It's a purpose of a sadhaka. You have to be fearless, make others fearless. Abhayam. Abhayam, it's Abhayam, Sattva Samshuddhi. Sattva Samshuddhi, try to clarify the mind, try to have a clean mind, clear mind. In the mind, last week I gave an example. It's a clean pond is there, it's a lake is there in front of your house. In the rainy days such as this one, if you go and see that one, it's a pond has become it's very dirty. I can't see the bottom of the pond. So when it settles down, that mud settles down and I can see the bottom of the lake. Water has three qualities. One is transparent. When the mud starts rising up, it becomes translucent. And when only the mud part is opaque, the opaque part, the mud part, it is called as tamasic quality. I can't see through, it is very dull. If I have that only the tamasic quality, I can't move, I can't see through. And when mud rises up, translucent, hardly I can see, not very clear. When the mud settles down, I can see through the water. It becomes sattvic. Sattvic, tamasic, rajasic and tamasic, three qualities. In the sattva samshuddhi, many in the text they talk about why you have to do the sadhana, many disturbing thoughts comes up. It is tempting us to catch that one. How about that one? Pick up that one. Be aggressive. Be agitated. What about this thought? Pick up on this one. Many thoughts rises. How about me? Entertain me. Many thoughts. But when the sadhana, purpose of yoga, when you do sattva samshuddhi, you need to add coagulant to the water. In the chemical industry, when the things are floating, too many things are floating, to make the things floating to settle down, what they do is they add a coagulant. When they add a coagulant, it collects all the things floating to come together with that weight, come down, settles down. We have to, as a sadhaka, as a practitioner of yoga, we have to add a coagulant to our mind. What is the coagulant we are adding? Adding is a pure thought, noble thought, auspicious thought, great thought. It's a coagulant, it should be very strong. Otherwise, other things will pull it down. Very strong, very strong thought. When you pour auspicious, noble thought, when you put that one, that's why Purna Mada, when you contemplate on the highest, He is complete, He is noble, who is auspicious. When you start doing that one, your mind doesn't get tempted by various thoughts coming up, it gets attached to this one. When the mind gets attached to this noble thought, Purna, auspicious thought, and other thoughts, they start thinking, he is not interested in this one. There is no point in me coming up. They lose their weight, they settle down. That is the theory behind meditation. So how to do that one? Sattva samshuddhi. Have a noble thought. That's why have a mantra. Have a mantra, not to jump from one mantra to another mantra. Have a mantra. It's when you start doing the mantra japa, that it starts, mind gets attracted to that one. Between japa becomes ajapa japa, spontaneously. Mind gets attracted to that one. Other thoughts doesn't bother you. Abhayam sattva samshuddhi jnana yoga vyavasthitihi. And to get that one, that thought comes with a jnana, that have a longing for a knowledge, have a longing for a pure knowledge, have a longing for auspicious knowledge. Strive for a knowledge. Knowledge, it is not attained through the reading the scriptures. Have a passion for that one. Contemplate. Abhayam sattva samshuddhi jnana yoga vyavasthitihi. These three qualities we touched upon, and other qualities dhanam. It's next one, dhanam. It's whatever you have, be generous, not to be greedy. When they say it's a poor person is more generous than a rich person. Rich person, his or her hand hardly goes to the pocket. It's a poor person. It's very generous. Be generous. If you don't have money, you have time. Give time to the community. If you have some knowledge, share the knowledge with the community. It's a give the motivation. It's a give the strength to the community, courage. It's a abhayam. Give the courage, abhaya to the community. Spend your time. Give the time to the community. If you have wealth or knowledge or whatever you have, if you have extra food, give the food to the people who need that one. Be dhana. It's a be generous. Dhanam, dhamascha. Have a control over your senses. Not to get, have a control over your tongue, what you talk and what you eat. Have a control over the senses. Dhanam, dhamascha, yajnascha. Whatever you do, people say, I don't have time to do the meditation, and I don't have time to do the contemplation. It says yajna, yajana. Whatever you do, you divinize that one. You're working for 10 hours. Day before yesterday, my sister, she is a manager in a bank. And now in India, they removed the higher value currencies. People are queuing up. And she doesn't have much time to read the scriptures. But every night, she says she goes home around 11 o'clock. So much of work is there. And I asked her, how do you, make your time, you have to manage the house also. She said, this is what I understand from Bhagavad Gita. If I am of use to others, I make best of it. That I don't have time to do a puja in front of my altar, but if I am working for 11 hours, it's up to 11 p.m. At night, if I can clear the backlog, it's a service I'm doing to the Lord through the people. It's whatever you do, divinize that one. Dhanam, dhamascha, yajnascha, swadhyaya, tapa arjavam. Swadhyaya, whenever you get a time, flip through the pages of the scriptures. Contemplate. Swadhyaya, tapa, arjavam. Tapa and arjavam we'll touch upon next week. We briefly touched upon 7 qualities. It's a divine qualities. Sri Krishna, as I mentioned, these qualities, inculcating, contemplating on that one, it liberates us. It's a Devi Sampad Vimokshaya. It's these qualities elevates our mind. Elevates our mind. And we'll try to go through the other qualities next week. Lie down on your back.